So today it's been pretty cold. Last night we had down to like 9 degrees or something like that. So definitely some colder weather versus what we've had so far this winter. Um, Thought I would demonstrate an idea that people can use if they have a steam heating system in their house, and you can wire it up so that if you have a power outage, you can power the steam heating system from a battery pack. So the nice thing about a steam boiler is it doesn't really require a whole lot of a natural gas fired steam boiler, I should specify. It doesn't require a whole lot of electricity to operate. Really, you just need an ignition source and then all of the limit controls, the pressure control, the thermostat circuit. All of that is, of course, an electric circuit, but really all you're doing is just holding the gas valve open. So there's very little power being consumed. So right now, actually, when I put this boiler in, I made sure to set it up so that the incoming power goes through an outlet. And then the actual service switch is here. And this cord, normally, this little 2-foot cord, normally plugs into this outlet right here. But instead, today, we have connected it to an inverter. The inverter is connected to a battery. So the battery is it's one of these portable battery packs, 12-volt battery pack. I modified this battery pack, but you wouldn't have to do this. You could actually just plug it into the cigarette lighter outlet. You could plug your inverter into there and power it that way. Or you could even run an extension cord out to your car, and you could plug the inverter into your car and power it through that. So the only thing you need to make this happen is just have your boiler on a cord. So the boiler is on a cord, so I can plug this in. You could plug this into a generator. You can plug it into an inverter. Obviously, if you have a generator, you got a lot more power available. So you could run a hot water boiler with a pump, or a forced air furnace for a long period of time with a generator. But the nice thing about steam is you don't need a whole lot of juice. This here is probably using about 25 watts when everything's up and running. That's just the power needed to run the controls and to hold the gas valve open. Quite honestly, I think that's excessive, but that's what it uses. So that's all there is to it. And this will sit here. This is a 20 amp hour battery pack. So you got a lot of runtime, a lot of hours available to keep the boiler up and running in a power outage situation. Obviously, when you have an emergency, you probably want to come down here and only run it when necessary so that you aren't wasting energy idling. There is a transformer in these boilers that seems to be relatively wasteful in its idle current usage. So, 24-volt transformer that does use a little bit of idle current, maybe 10 watts worth from the wall. So one thing about the inverter that I'm running over there is a modified sine wave inverter. That's the cheaper style inverters. The more common style inverters, the ones that you're going to find at a say like a Walmart or the hardware store, are going to be a modified sine wave. So the power coming out of this is closer to a square wave. It's not the same as it isn't the same waveform as the power from the grid. But for this application, it's just fine. So right now we're lit. We got a flame, and we're running off the battery. No problems whatsoever. So I'm just going to run this as a test today and see how many hours I can get before the battery voltage drops below an acceptable level. Probably, with a lead acid battery, if you're getting down into the close to 12 volts, anything below 12 volts is dead for all practical purposes. So it's a good option whether you have a furnace, boiler, water boiler, or steam boiler, wire it up with a cord. That way you can plug your generator in an emergency, or your inverter in an emergency.